Dear Video Diary, it is, I prefer this, and I'll just go like this. There it goes. It is 2:08, it is July the 18th, 2010. Time is 2:08 p.m. And I felt like telling a story that of my pastime that came to my head. It brings a tear to my eye, and I feel like if I say it and finally get it off my chest, I'll feel a lot better. It's a sad puppy story, so it's very emotional for me. It's one of my more emotional childhood memories that has the images still stick. So whenever I was around the age of probably 12 to 14 years old, we were living out in the boondocks. It was in Gonzales, Texas, 14 miles out in the middle of nowhere from school. And there would be a long trail up to my house. And at the end would be a gate by the road. So anywho, I'm going off to check the mail, and while I do this, there's a stray puppy. There's a stray puppy that it just likes me, and I'm like, oh, you're cute, because I love beagles, and I could tell it was at like a half beagle mix, right? And so I check the mail, and I get kind of excited about the puppy. So I close the gate while the puppy's on the other side, and I run back to my house and say, Mom, can I keep the puppy? It's at the gate. And she said, you mean that right there? And the little puppy's right next to me. It like jumped or crawled under the gate and ran with me all the way to my house. And she was like, okay, so it was a stray puppy. It was a stray puppy. This little guy, I loved him to death. He became like my best friend, because I didn't have too many really good friends. Being a Christian, growing up as like a teenager, and not being a country boy coming from the city, you're really an outcast in a way. So this little guy, he becomes my best friend. And like I've never loved a dog as much as I love this little puppy. I think I called him Snoopy. I think because he was half beagle, right? And I wash the dog, and I hold the dog, and I love him, but he keeps coming out of his cage. My parents put him in the cage, and he keeps coming out. And my parents are warning that if he keeps coming out, we're gonna have to get rid of him. So I go, and I'm like, Snoopy, you can't be doing this. You gotta stay in your cage. Anywho, he keeps getting out of his cage. So one day, when I was a child, back in the boondocks, they used to do this thing where whenever you have a dog and you want to get rid of it, you drive a number of miles away from where you live, and you drop the dog off, and you go, and you see the dog running. And I've done this on numerous occasions to our dogs that we didn't want anymore. It's illegal, but we did it. It's a kind of undisclosed thing. And the day that they were going to do it to my puppy, I didn't go. I didn't want to go. I didn't say a word. They left, and they came back, and I saw the car come back, and I didn't say a word. And from that time, I still remember that. I was like 12 to 14. It's still in the back of my head of my best friend in the world, my puppy, being that was a stray. I loved to death for about a week, and became a stray again. So I don't know whatever happened to the dog. But that's my most favorite dog I ever had in my life, and it was gone. And so, sometimes it brings a tear to my eye. I'm trying to hold it back right now. But it's, it's one of those moments as a kid that you'll never forget. You never forget. There's nothing I can do to change the past. But, it's just a story that I felt like sharing. Because I feel now I can hopefully put this behind me and move on. Because it's of the past, and there's forgiveness through Christ Jesus. So I pray that the Lord can take this from me, if anything. At least the pain that I feel from my puppy. So that's all I had to say.